My name is Sarah Ramos. I am so excited to be hosting this call. Thank you so much for your time and your energy tonight. We are going to talk a little bit about what ketones are, how to drink them, and then the last part of the phone call is going to be about how you can get your ketones for free. So stay for as long as you want. We're going to share some stories on what these amazing ketones are doing for people. But like I said before, my name is Sarah Ramos. I am from Boise, Idaho. I have been drinking and sharing ketones for over 5 years now. I am married to my best friend. I have a little daughter. Her name is Indy. She is 2 years old. She is a toddler now who is sassy. Thank goodness for ketones. I feel so fortunate that I've been able to drink ketones the entire time I've been a parent. I don't know what it's like to be a parent without ketones. And so I'm very, very thankful for that. So we are going to get right into it, and we're going to explain what these ketones are and share some stories. If you have some questions, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. Myself, and if Sally and Jamie want to help too, can answer any questions in the chat. So as you have questions, please type them in the chat and we will get to all of your questions. And let's get started. So a lot of you, have you ever heard of the ketogenic diet? Raise your hand or say me in the chat if you've heard of the ketogenic diet. So a lot of people have tried to get into a state of ketosis by doing the ketogenic diet. So when you are doing the diet, what you are doing is you are starving your body of all carbs and all sugars, and then your liver is producing ketones. Ketones is an energy source that makes you feel absolutely phenomenal. We are all born in a state of ketosis and we're meant to thrive off of that energy. But because of what we eat, because of how we sleep, and because of daily stress, like we never get to feel what it feels like to feel our best. So why aren't we all doing the ketogenic diet? Because it's hard. It's hard. I'll tell you right now, I've never done the ketogenic diet without drinking ketones. I'm really excited later to hear from Sally, who has done the ketogenic diet without drinking ketones, so she can educate us on that a little bit. But let's talk about what these are and how they compare to the ketogenic diet. So what ketones are is they were made back in 2015 for the Navy SEAL divers. These are bioidentical ketones. So what that means is it's the only ketone in the world that is exactly the same as what your liver produces. So with or without the diet, you get to experience a state of ketosis, which is absolutely phenomenal. 99% of us walk around this world and we have never experienced the fuel source that we were born to actually run on. It's so unfortunate. So what these ketones do is within 30 to 60 minutes, you shake them up with water. It's really easy. If you give me something complicated, I'll tell you right now, I can't do it. You tell me that I have to diet and I can't have this, I can't have that. All I want is exactly what you're telling me that I can't have. And so with these ketones, it's so simple. It comes in caffeinated and caffeine-free. What you're going to do is you're going to shake them up with water. You can do 16 to 20 ounces of water. If you want it to taste a little bit more sweet, you can do less water. If you want it more watered down, you can do more water. And so you do whatever is the best for you as far as the taste. But within 30 to 60 minutes, you are going to be into a state of ketosis where you are burning your fat for energy. And what is amazing is that since it is bioidentical, remember that means exactly the same as what your body produces, your body's going to recognize it and it's going to absorb it and you're going to start feeling your best. So let's talk about what it means to feel your best, because I'm a mom on ketones. I almost threw my ketones down and I feel phenomenal on ketones. I have a 2-year-old. How many of you had a 2-year-old and you say, I'm living my best life and I feel so good right now? I feel so good because I'm on ketones. So first of all, what it's going to do is it's going to give you 38% more oxygen to your brain. You're going to be able to think clearer. You're going to be able to work harder. So if you are at the gym, you're going to be in a state of ketosis right when you get on that machine or right when you start that cardio. So I've seen people actually break records. I've seen them lift more because they are in a state of ketosis where they're in their natural state of being instead of going off things that don't serve their body. Another thing that you're going to experience with consistency, and I'm excited to collect some of these stories tonight, is fat loss. Drop in the comments below how many pounds of fat you have lost by drinking ketones. It is very different. It's not weight loss, it is fat loss. Some Sometimes we see it in inches, sometimes we see it on the scale, but we celebrate all of those because we feel better. Our clothes fit better. We're showing up as the best version of ourselves. And it's not all about physically what we look like, but when we feel good on the inside, we definitely shine that out on the outside. So I love the fat loss part of things. Cravings. Holy moly, you guys. My mom was so scared for me because I ate so much candy, not just as a kid. I'm not saying I ate candy as a kid. I'm talking, I used to be a 7th grade math teacher. You could find candy within an arm's reach of anywhere I was located. In my car, I got candy. I wake up, I roll over, I eat candy. I have candy up in my cupboard. I had candy in my classroom. I loved candy. And another thing that I loved is coffee. Comment below, what is something that you are no longer eating or drinking because you're drinking ketones? It's not that you can't have it. You can have whatever it is that you want to have, but you no longer want it. So drop in the comments, what is it that you no longer are craving anymore? Because when you're in a state of ketosis and you get your mind right, you are going to start craving the things that your body needs for survival, not these things that we've conditioned ourselves to think that we need. In the past, when I was a teacher, I was addicted to coffee. Is there any coffee lovers in here? And if you still love coffee, that's fine. You can still keep drinking your coffee. But for me, what I noticed with that coffee is it really upset my stomach. And then what it did is I had a crash. So I had to reach for more coffee. So in between every class period, I was filling up my coffee just to get through my day because I had that hard crash. And if I didn't have coffee, I had to have immediate carbs or sugars. And that's how I got through my day. And I felt sluggish. And when I got home, I just needed a nap. And so it's amazing what these ketones are going to do for your cravings. Another thing is sleep. Amen to the sleep. When I came home from the hospital after having my daughter, nobody told me that you don't sleep for a while. Like, you are up with that baby, you are breastfeeding, they are crying, you are soothing them, you are trying to transition into parenthood, and it is hard. It is really hard being a parent. Thank goodness I had my ketones. If you were pregnant or you were nursing, 100% check with your healthcare provider. But I'm telling you, mine suggested that I continue them. So I drank them while I was breastfeeding my daughter. And I felt good in the pockets of time that I actually got sleep. I was getting REM sleep. So even though I was up every 2 hours nursing her, soothing her for an hour to put her to sleep, and then maybe sleeping for an hour, I was getting really, really good sleep. Comment sleep in the comments below if you have noticed that as a benefit. Some people, hands down, will drink ketones just because of the sleep that they get. I'm going to talk about 2 more benefits, and then we're going to go on to a story that I'm really excited to hear. Energy. It is like the most amazing energy that does not make you jittery. And again, it's your natural state of being. So it's your natural energy. I had never felt this natural energy before. Like, I can't wait for Sally to talk about it a little bit more because she's a nurse. Scientifically, she knows way more than I know about this. I drink it, I feel good. And so I will tell the world about ketones because I've never felt so good in my entire life. But when I'm drinking ketones, which I haven't missed a day in over 5 years, I want to clean my house. I want to go through my daughter's clothes. I'm like, fall is approaching. Let's go through everything. 18 months, that's gone. Like, I want to do more. I don't want to drive to the grocery store. I want to ride my beach cruiser to the grocery store. So now, out of nowhere, I want to do more. I am not somebody you will ever see at the gym at all. I wish that that was the case, but I'm not. But ketones make me want better for myself. They make me want to show up as the best version of myself. So I love the energy. And the last benefit, which there's even more than what I'm talking about, is mood. It balances your hormones. Have you ever felt just crazy? And I mean, you can have a toddler, not have a toddler. Maybe it's your husband, maybe it's your wife, maybe it's your mother-in-law. I don't know. Maybe it's just you in your own head getting in your own way. But I love what it does for mood. Mood is the very first benefit that my husband noticed in me and said, I want some of that light. I wanted it. I want whatever it is that you're drinking. And he's never drank anything that I've drank in the past. So it was amazing. So I'm really excited to go into this first story of Sally. She is a nurse. She has done the ketogenic diet. And like I said, before ketones, I had never tried the diet. So I love that she can give us a little bit of information on what these ketones have done for her. And she's going to kind of touch on a little bit our mitoplex, which is our advanced electrolyte. So Sally, tell us a little bit about your story on ketones.
Hi, thank you, Sarah. Everybody hear me okay? I am Sally. Like Sarah had said, I am a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for 11 years now. Super exciting to say that. I love it. I specialize in labor and delivery and in neonatal intensive care. So shortly in 2018, very quick backstory, I had 2 babies back to back. My babies are 13 months and 28 days apart. My first baby was not even walking when my second baby was born. And oh my God, do I now look back and wish I had this technology in my life. So 4 months later was early 2019, and someone said, you want to do a weight loss challenge? And I was like, sure. Like, I was at my highest weight. I was not losing weight while breastfeeding. I was, I've been comfortable now with saying I was over 300 pounds. And I was like, what is happening? Like, this is not good. I've got 2 small babies to live for. I'm a nurse. I should not be. So anyways, I did the ketogenic diet with a group of nurses and doctors, and it was good. I'm not going to bash it. It was awesome. When I was in a state of ketosis, I felt great. I felt like my mental clarity was on point. I feel like I had that energy. I felt like my joints didn't hurt anymore. But what came with that was the Friday night getting invited to a friend's house, or the going to a birthday party. And then the struggle of, do I stay in this state of ketosis and just say no thank you to everything? Or do I have a chips and salsa, or a cupcake, or a cocktail? And it just became this roller coaster of balance that I was already trying to balance 2 small children. I was like, I did not need to balance anything else. Well, here we go into 2019, 2020. We all know what happened in 2020 at the beginning of the year, and out the window went the ketogenic diet. It was craziness in the hospitals. It was like, what am I potentially going to bring home to my family? And the old habits started creeping back in. And the 50 pounds I had lost in 2019, most all of it came back. And I looked at myself on Mother's Day in 2020 and said, how could you have let yourself go? You did so great, so hard, but it was so great. And somebody said to me, why don't you drink this? And I said, what is this? What is this Ponzi package of powder you're handing to me? They said, no, it's ketones, and it's bio-identical to what your liver produces. And I'm a nurse, and I'm like, you're lying. That's not possible, because the ketone that's produced in the body is produced by and of course my science brain's taking over. And then I was like, BS, I'm going to find something wrong with it. So I started researching it. And then I was like, whatever, I'll take a drink of your Ponzi scheme. Took a drink, and I was like, what is this? This is immediately how I felt in 2019. And then I said to myself, okay, give yourself 30 days. Just do it. What do you have to lose? Well, you had a lot to lose, but what did you have to lose? 30 days. And I did it. And I was like, to be in that state of ketosis every day with 2 small babies, going through a pandemic, walking to the hospital in hazmat suits, and feeling okay, like I wasn't going to like crump from like anxiety, or, just feeling of just overwhelming. I was a believer. And that was last year, 14 months ago. And since then, that 50 pounds is gone, plus an extra, 15 or so, 20. And it's like, I didn't have to go so strict. It was just a drink that got me into this energy source that allowed my body to start telling me what it needs and telling me how to function. And so since drinking ketones, it's been a game changer. It's like, I wake up every morning, I start my day in a state of ketosis, and I let my body talk to me. I let that appetite suppression kind of do its thing, and my cravings are reduced, and I'm chasing around kids. And now I've got kids in school, which I've never had. And it's out the door and here and there and 6 different car rides. And it's like, I'm totally fine. And I mean, these things are just, sorry guys who know, I still have some keto ups. I have 2 left. So, but it's a state that I never not want to be in. So thank you so much for letting me share, Sarah. Would you like me to go into mitoplex?
Not in detail, but why would somebody want to drink our Mitoplex with ketones?
Yes, so Mitoplex is actually my favorite. Sorry, keto ups are amazing, but my favorite Pruvit product. Why? Because when we go into a state of ketosis, your cells are going to want to start flushing out the toxins. And when it does that, it's going to take fluid off with it. And so people can maybe get a sense of like a small headache, or basically wants to clean up your system. Mitoplex is our upgraded electrolyte. And what a lot of people don't know is they say, oh, Sally, I'm fine. I've been drinking, 100 ounces of water. Like, I don't know why. And I'm like, okay, guys, we need electrolytes to drive the fluid you're taking in the water back into your cells to get hydrated. So in my sarcastic nurse humor, I always describe Mitoplex is that awesome banana bag that the drunks get in the ER that we have to sober them up like really quickly. So Mitoplex, in my opinion, is like the best thing ever invented, besides ketones quick second. But it is really important to stay hydrated when you're in a state of ketosis because of how it flushes out the toxins in your body. Yes, banana bags are amazing. Your little Mitoplex is like a banana bag right in one. So when you're in ketosis, I always recommend people to drink a Mitoplex with it. You can add them right to your ketones, or you can put them in water or flavored ones. So they're awesome.
Thank you so much, Sally. I love that you know way more than I do about the Mitoplex, so thank you so much for explaining it. We have one more story that I want to share tonight on the product. And when we show up as the best version of ourselves and we step into that light and we create this ripple effect of people wanting better in their life, and you become like this magnet of like people wanting better. And it feels so good to be able to give back at that level. However, what's even better is when we see that light in our children, when we see that ripple effect and our children are spreading it. I'm so excited that my daughter Indy gets to be a part of this community. So our next story is Joy. I met Joy back in 2019. She watched me for a long time before she decided that she wanted to start drinking ketones. She had an amazing experience and she's so consistent. She is like so consistent. It is amazing. And she sent me a message and she said, "You've saved our lives." And she was talking about her family. Her entire family is now on ketones. And it just like kind of makes me want to cry because we have the power to impact people so positively like that. And it's like everything I've always dreamt of being able to be a part of, and we get to be a part of that. So I can't share Joy's story as good as she can share it. So Joy, tell us a little bit about what ketones have done for you and what they have done to change your family's life.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I know that was a great introduction. I think you might do a fabulous job of telling my story. Just keep moving. Prior to January of this year, there were honestly days that I couldn't get out of bed. My first thought was upon waking was, what's my schedule for today? And do I get a nap? Now, I don't have toddlers at home anymore. I have 6 kids, but they're 31 to 14 and only 2 are still at home. So I don't have any toddler or nursing or sleepless nights excuses to my first thought being, can I get a nap today? But that was my first thought. Then the next one was dragging myself to the coffee pot where I didn't do anything but sit and drink several cups of coffee to clear the cobwebs, to even figure out how I was going to get going in my day. Now, the thing with the coffee is it made me sick to my stomach. I had horrible reactions to drinking coffee, but it was the only thing I'd found that I could actually get going with my day. So I drank it anyway, knowing I would feel awful afterwards. I was miserable. There was a dark cloud that was always over me. Sometimes it was darker than others. Sometimes it was bigger or heavier, but it was always there. I was easily angered. I was stressed was just my daily life description. If everyone just, how's Joy? Joy is so stressed. Joy is so stressed. And I can tell you that's not my life anymore. I don't take naps. I Don't drink coffee every day. If I do, it's because I want a cup of my really good Mexican coffee that doesn't make me sick. I feel great. So that was January. Fast forward to May, my husband and I were talking about all the benefits I've received from drinking ketones. And we started talking about our son, who's 31 years old, and how this could save his life. He was over 500 pounds for nearing a decade. He slept all the time and he was never rested. He compensated his weight. He leaned on his feet, on his shoes like this to compensate for the amount of weight he was carrying. His knees hurt, his back hurt, everything hurt all the time. And we asked him if he'd be willing to try this journey, and he said he would. Since then, he has lost 55 inches and 44 pounds in 120 days. The only thing he's changed is ketones, like nothing else. Just the last 2 weeks, he added riding a stationary bike 30 minutes a day. And that is jaw-dropping in itself, that he is doing that on his own. He sleeps and is rested, so he's not taking naps anymore. He got up and he vacuumed the house. Like the first morning after he had one, he vacuumed. Now, just so you know, he does not do anything like this. He vacuumed. He can play a football game now and actually play the whole game and not be completely hurting and exhausted at the end. He can stand normal. He noticed the standing normal part when at a picture of, I'm not leaning in, and he noticed that. And so then his family started noticing, his wife and his 10-year-old daughter. My granddaughter, her story is she's 10 years old, and when we went to buy a life jacket this summer for vacation, we had to keep going up in size to find one that was comfortable until we got to a men's large. She now is drinking ketones, and I get to see little stories of them on Facebook and Instagram of them shaking up their ketones together and her being excited to drink it. And she's 10 years old and she's riding the bike now. And as a whole family, their lives are changed. It's completely transformed. And this is my son and my daughter-in-law, my grandbaby, and they'll never be the same. July, we added our son, who's 17, a 17-year-old athlete, drinking the nat. And at 10 days, we asked him for his little testimonial. He stopped drinking coffee. And the big thing is he stopped drinking energy drinks. I hated that he drank them, and I whined about it all the time because we all know, everybody knows how horrible they are for you, and yet we drink them anyway. He stopped drinking them on his own and was talking to people about how he's not drinking energy drinks anymore. That in itself, the medical benefit of not doing that anymore is just, we all know that that's life-changing. Now 14 years old. So August, we added our 14-year-old to it. So just gradually we've added members of our family to ketones. Our 14-year-old, they both boys started a new high school this year, a huge brand new high school. We're in the Meridian, Idaho area, and a huge new high school. And they came from a tiny high school. And so the 14-year-old was going to be really apprehensive about it. He started drinking that, and he has said he wasn't as apprehensive as he thought he would be. He's not as stressed now as he was before at a school where he knew everybody. And the only thing that we've changed is him drinking nat. He starts his morning with it. He's not a breakfast eater, so he actually will drink this in the morning. And so the focus that they have at school, they're talking about how they can get their work done, and just it's just life-changing for them. And so there's 9 of us in our family now drinking ketones. 4 of my kids, 4 of my 6 kids, my granddaughter, my mother-in-law just started the challenge, my husband, myself, and honestly, the majority of us on a daily basis, we fought concern and worry and stress and nervousness on a constant basis. The majority of us did. And our lives are better now. They're changed. And honestly, we just can't wait to share this health and wellness journey with others. And if what it's done for us, how could we not want others to have the same benefit that we're experiencing with the ketones in our bodies. So thank you so much. I'm so glad I met Sarah at the state fair, and I'm sorry that it took me 16 months to be willing to try this.
Joy, that was so good. I was like trying to hold back the tears. I'm like, Sarah, you got to get back on after this, like pull it together. I mean, it's what we get to do. Like, it is so amazing how we can impact other people just by showing up as the best version of ourselves. And people will ask us what it is that you are doing because they see a change. For me, this is my journey with ketones. So a couple of support products I'm going to go through super fast. We have keto protein, so it's ketone infused protein. I absolutely love the protein before I go to bed. It helps me sleep. When I have a sweet tooth, I blend it up and I make a milkshake with it. So I do almond milk ice. With the chocolate one, I add peanut butter to it. With the banana one, I sometimes do strawberries. With the birthday cake one, I do strawberries. My daughter loves it. Like, she thinks it's her juice. Like, it is amazing. It makes me feel phenomenal. So this is our ketone infused protein. It's called Keto Pro. It also has MCT in it. It's great as a post-workout. So if you need a muscle recovery, it's great for a post-workout. And you can actually use it for a meal replacement if you choose to. For me, I like to eat when I'm hungry, stop when I'm full, and not restrict that because I don't like to have those restrictions in my life. Because just like I said before, you say I can't have something, that's all that I want. The last support products I'm going to talk about before we transition into the second half is fasting. Comment below if you naturally do intermittent fasting because of ketones. It's not like you mean to do it, but you naturally have that appetite suppression. Where comment yes below if you are doing intermittent fasting because it helps so much with the appetite suppression. So right now we have a September challenge. It starts on September 10th. So whoever invited you to this call, get back to them and say, I want to be a part of this September challenge. What you're going to do is you're going to drink ketones twice a day for 10 days. We have caffeinated and caffeine free. You choose what's best for you. If you want all caffeine free, you can do that. All caffeinated, you can do that. Caffeinated in the morning, caffeine free in the evening. That's what I tend to do. So we have a 10-day drink ketones challenge, and then we're going to follow it up with a fast. You get to choose what's best for you. Whatever is best for you is what you're going to do. Like, do what's best for your specific body. It's so beautiful that we're all created differently. So we get to decide what's best for our body. So if you want to do a 24 fast, these are available on Sundays. So get together with the person that invited you to this call. And if you want a 24 fast, they can hook you up with a 24 fast on Sundays. We do that because as a community, we all do our fast together. So you have support, we go live, we give suggestions, we answer questions. This is a 60-hour keto reboot. So if you want to deplete all of that glycogen out of your body, reset your metabolism, break plateaus, it is an excellent product. But what we are going to do now is we are going to transition into the second half of our call. We're going to talk about how to get your ketones for free. So when I started drinking ketones, these were 6 months apart. I was just drinking ketones twice a day, rebooting my body once a month, and the fat started melting off of me. People asked me what it was that I was doing. I had a friend say, Sarah, your body has transformed in 5 days. This is when I first got started. What is it that you're doing? I went home, weighed myself, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I have actually lost 5 pounds of fat. Like, I don't deserve that. I didn't even do anything to work for it. But what I did is I threw my scale out and told myself I will never measure my success by the number on that scale. Moving forward, I will go how I feel, how my clothes fit, and that's what I did. I only know what I weigh every once in a while because I've gone through a pregnancy, and that's the only time that I've ever actually been weighed. So when people started noticing in me, people started asking me what it was I was doing. And the second I started feeling good, I called the people I cared about most and said, I'm drinking this powder, Mom. I don't know what it is, but like, I need your credit card. Like, we are ordering you ketones because I love you and I want you around for a really long time. So you were drinking ketones. My sister, who has been challenged with her weight and she gets so frustrated, I said, I'm coming over to your house. I'm shaking this up and you are drinking it. You like it? Cool. I'll show you how to order. I care about those people. And so I knew I had the solution that they were looking for. So what we have here with Pruvit is we have a customer referral program. So when you find 2 people that'll drink ketones with you every single day, so they are on our Smart Ship program. First of all, our Smart Ship is very smart because you will never run out of ketones. So every 30 days, you are getting ketones dropped off to your front doorstep. Some of you might say, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't want to subscribe to something. I've done that in the past. I feel you. I've done that too, and it was really hard to get out of it. Pruvit is different. With Pruvit, you have full access to your back office. You can change the date. You can change your products. You can hit cancel. You can do whatever it is that's the best fit for you. But by being on that Smart Ship, you're going to get 22% off of all of your products. You're going to get a free box of ketones every 4th month. You don't know what it's going to be. It's a surprise. So every 4th month that you're on Smart Ship, a free box of something is going to be in your order. And it's free, 100% free. On top of that, what you're going to get is a referral code. And if you share that referral code with 2 people, so that's what I did with my mom and my sister. I said, here's my website. They both ordered. What Pruvit did is they averaged what those 2 people spent and they gave it to me in Pruvit bucks. That works dollar for dollar. With that, my next order the next month was free because it covered all of my ketones. Comment in the chat below, how many boxes of ketones do you get for free every single month? We're all different. Maybe you're getting 1 box of ketones. Maybe you're getting 5 boxes of ketones for free. We're currently getting 5 boxes of ketones for free every single month because of our Smart Ship program. So maybe you're thinking, well, my mom and my sister both need ketones, but so does my aunt, so does my mother-in-law, so does my neighbor, so does my best friend. Well, then what we need to do is we need to talk about what it means to be a promoter. So to be a promoter, it's $49 for the entire year to be a promoter. Right now in the month of September, we have something called the Dollar Keto Club. So instead of $49, it's $1 to be a promoter, and you're going to get 40% off of your ketones. And so what you would do with those ketones once you would get them is you're going to bundle them up into trial packs, and you are going to sell them to the people who maybe aren't ready to turn their credit card over and order something online. Maybe they just want to try it first. They want to take it for a test drive. That's what our trials are for. When you sell your trials, because you're getting it so heavily discounted, you're not only going to make your money back, but you're going to make a little bit of a profit, which is absolutely phenomenal. So going into a little bit of the business opportunity, my husband and I have both been doing this full-time from the very beginning, but I'm excited to hear from someone else who has had amazing success with Pruvit. And I want her to tell us a little bit on how she got started with ketones and how the business opportunity and sharing this with other people has completely changed her life. So Jamie, are you on?
Hello, Sarah. How are you? Thanks for having me. Hi, guys. You guys can hear me good, everybody? Perfect. So hello, my name is Jamie Hill. I live in New Jersey. I was just listening to all these stories and it just moves me every time. Like, I did not know Joy's story and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just like pure gold. So there were a couple of things I caught on here is that I didn't know what it was like to have ketones with small children, like babies. And I wish that I did. Like, I wish I had this from the beginning. If you relate to that, drop a 1 in the chat. Like, where was this stuff when I was a young mom or having small kids? Like, I really needed it. Anyway, so my very short product story is I started drinking this in April of 2019. I lost 55 pounds of fat. People like Sarah, were like, what's going on? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know what this is, but it's great and cool. Let's drink it. So I also was a breastfeeding mama with 2 babies, 14 months apart, just like Sally. So it was just crazy. And I was so tired all the time until I found this stuff. Like, when I mean, I couldn't get on the floor and play with my babies. Like, I could not get on the floor. I was the mom that sat on the couch and watched my 2 small children under 2 who could not do much, just sit there. And I watched them. And it ate away at me every single day. So anyway, I found this magical drink and it totally transformed me physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, and I've just been super blessed. So what started out as I just want free ketones and $200 a month to pay for my groceries. That was it. When I got on a call once, I just finally decided, sure, fine, I'll join, whatever. Like people were like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? I didn't want to do this, right? Like I was like, this isn't really for me. I'm not salesy. It's not my thing. What are people going to think of me? Like I'm doing one of those things like, no, thank you. I love my job. Right. So that's where I was. And then I heard these stories like the ones I'm hearing tonight. And I was like, wow, this stuff is so powerful. Sure, I will join. And let me tell you, that month that I hit $200 a month and free ketones, like my husband and I were like jumping for joy in our kitchen. We were like, oh my gosh, we have an extra $200. Like, what are we going to do? This is insane, right? If $200 extra a month for you guys would make an impact on your life, drop a money sign in the chat, because it's just amazing what this product of just sharing that for you and people that will do for you. So I waited 5 long months to flip the switch to promoter. And that's probably my only regret, is I waited 5 months. I could have been helping so many other people in those 5 months. But truly, my life has changed. My husband and I have been able to pay off a ton of debt. We have traveled. I was able to quit my full-time job. If that's something that isn't even like a vision for you, it wasn't for me either. I promise you that I swore up and down, I love my job, I'll work full time. And now I am a stay-at-home, work-at-home, homeschooling mama to my 2 girls. I'm living out a dream that's possible for everybody here, and expand your vision. And it has just absolutely changed my life. So whether you're looking for $200 a month, $400 a month, $1,000 a month, the beauty of this business is that you all sitting here could think about 3 to 5 people who need this in their lives and need to feel this energy. And like, this is the energy I have at 9 o'clock at night after chasing my children around all day. And again, they're 3 and 4 now. Okay. So like, this is me. And by the way, I did slug a mitoplex after Nurse Sally was like, oh, our mitoplex. So this business opportunity has absolutely changed my life. Again, like I said, in every single way. And if you're looking for, the holidays are coming up, if you're looking for a couple $100 here or there, like, this is where you get to make that money while changing other people's lives, while making a difference and paying off debt, buying our dream home, driving a Pruvit paid for car. I mean, y'all, like, this is it. This is where you need to be. So super excited that you guys are here, and I'm just super blessed to be here. So Sarah, thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Thank you, Jamie, so much for sharing your story. This business opportunity has completely shifted our life as well. So prior to Pruvit, I was a 7th grade math teacher. I worked as a 7th grade math teacher for 9 years, but teachers in Idaho don't make any money. So on top of teaching, I coached 2 sports after school. I catered weddings on Sundays, or I catered weddings on Saturdays, and I waitressed on Sundays. And so I was working so much. I never got to see my husband. Like I told you at the beginning, I married my best friend and I never got to see him. I would cry on Sunday nights and think, gosh, like, I'm meant for so much more. Like, why aren't I happy? I'm in front of these like amazing children teaching 7th grade math, and all I want to do is make a difference, but I don't feel like I'm making a difference. I'm meant for something different. And in 2015, 2016, my husband, being the amazing soul that he is, said, Sarah, you got to do what makes you happy. Teaching doesn't make you happy. We need to shift. We need to make an adjustment. And me thinking, oh, like, I don't know how to do that. I've always relied on I have like these insurance things, and I have like, I'm going to be good once I'm 66. Like, then I get to actually live my life because I'm going to have these funds and my like medical insurance. Like, it was scary. But I knew I needed to find better in my life, not knowing what better looked like. I did not know that I was going to find Pruvit. I did not know that someone was going to hand me their Pruvit business card and say, you should look into this. I had no idea. But what I did know is that I was meant for better. I knew that I was meant to do something different. I wanted to wake up in the morning and be excited to jump out of bed. I wanted to go to sleep with an abundance of happiness, fulfillment. Like I wanted that so bad, and I just didn't know if it existed. But how sad would it be if I didn't go out there and pursue it and just see if it was available? And so I was waitressing on a Sunday. Someone handed me their business card. And for that reason, I will share ketones with everyone. He was brave enough to approach a stranger and say, I got something that you might want. He didn't know I had left my teaching job without a plan. I had the summer to figure it out. I was lost. I was so lost in my purpose, hated what I looked like. I was hiding behind layers. As a teacher, I'm like, oh, new cardigan, because I didn't want people to see like what my body looked like. I was ashamed, and I was just disappointed that that's what life was. And so when I found ketones, and my husband noticed my mood and was like, gosh, like there's a light about you. There is something different about this. And I said, you know what? I agree. My gut's always right. And something is different about this. I found out what ketones could do for people. I found out how people's lives could be completely changed beyond the fat loss. I love the fat loss part of things, but cognitively, like what it does for brain health, how it fixes your mind and then your body follows. I was like, I want to be a part of that. And as I learned more and more about ketones, I was like, this is the vehicle I've always searched for to help people at the level that I want to help people at. I did not know that this was possible. And so just like Jamie said, I started sharing it with people. I started sharing my story. So if you're sitting back and you're thinking, that's good for her, but I can't do this, I promise you it's different than anything that you've done before. I've done things in the past, and I've looked at the people having success and said to myself, like, I want what they have, but I can't figure out how to get there. Why couldn't I get there? Because it wasn't aligned with my purpose. You have to find a product, a community that aligns with what you were designed to do, and then you can share at a level, and you're not selling anything, you are sharing a solution for people. And so it lit my soul on fire to know that I have the solution people are looking for. So it reminds me of like the Titanic. If the Titanic's going down, you are going to pass out those life vests, right? Like you're going to pass them out as fast as you possibly can. You're not going to think, oh, I know that person loves red and this is blue, I'm not going to give it to them. No, you're going to give it to them. Why? Because it's going to save their life. That's how I feel with ketones. I feel like everyone is highlighted around me. I can hear their problems, whether they hate that it's Monday, they hate their job, they hate their body, they can't keep up with their kids, they have no like energy, they can't remember their grocery list, like whatever it is, I know we have the solution for them. And so the business opportunity was a no-brainer for us. So fast forward, my husband and I get to do this full time. I get to see my husband all the time. I mean, it is a good thing. I kind of made that sound crazy. I get to see him all the time. We have a 2-year-old. We got to bring a child into this world. I didn't share this with you at the beginning, but we thought we couldn't have kids. We thought, how do people do this? How do people work 70 hours a week, drained, come home, not even see their significant other, and the most important thing in the world is right there in front of them, their child, and now it's time for them to be on their A game. Like, how do people do that? Like, I couldn't wrap my brain around it. So I just thought, like, we're not going to have kids. Like, that's just the path for us. Like, it's not in the cards for us. I was sad. I was like, ugh, how sad is it that I don't get to experience being a mom because of finances and because of time? And so when we brought our baby girl into this world, I was crying, and the nurse was like, are you in pain or what's going on? And I was like, I am so happy. Like, one yes completely shifted our life for the better. My daughter is here because of Pruvit. If it wasn't for Pruvit, I don't know where I would be. I don't know where our family would be. But because of Pruvit, like, I get to raise the most magical soul ever. And those of you that know Indy, like, she is so brave, she is so strong, and I am blessed to be her mama. And it is because I said yes to the opportunity with Pruvit. So I don't know what it is for you. I don't know what is the best solution for you, but I know deep down, everyone will be drinking ketones at some point. So if you are on this call and someone invited you to this and you want to just give it a test drive, I bet they have a trial pack for you. You can do the 10-day challenge. You can do whatever it is that is right for you, but test drive it. Try it. I promise you, everyone in this world needs ketones. Like, you become the best version of yourself, and it's not selfish to take care of yourself. The people you love are counting on you to show up as the best version of yourself, because that allows them to be the best version of themselves, and that creates a ripple effect, and we get to be a part of that. So maybe it's a product for you. Maybe you need a community. Like, maybe you just need support. Maybe you need someone to hold your hand through the product journey. Our community is like nothing I've ever experienced before. I've discovered gifts and talents that I didn't know that I had. You guys want to know something? Our first event, our personal development, I wrote on an arrow that I was fearful of public speaking. Some of you are like, wait a second, you're a teacher. Yeah, I can teach the Pythagorean theorem all day long to 7th graders. Put me in front of my peers and I want to pee my pants. But I was able to come up against my resistance and break through that fear, because people need to hear my story. People need to know what I have. So our community will link arms with you, support you, be cheering you on. And it is something like I've never experienced before. It is a personal development that is just out of this world. Some of you on here, maybe you need the business opportunity. For me, it wasn't just a financial thing. It was a mindset thing. It was a fulfillment thing. It was being so lost in my purpose that I needed something to know that I was on the path that I was destined to be on. And I knew that was making a difference in people's lives. I knew it was helping people. I just didn't know what that looked like. So whatever brought you here tonight, I don't know if your friend said like, hey, you got to get on this call. I appreciate all of you that supported me, where I was like, I'm hosting a call. Will you just be a face on here? So like, feel really good while I'm telling my story. I appreciate you. If your friend said, listen in, like you got to hear like these stories, you got to hear what the product has done for people, and you want to get started, reach back out to them. If you want to get started with our $1 Keto Club, it is the best time ever. It is $1 for an entire year to be a promoter. You get 40% off of our 5-pack bundles and our 10-pack bundles. That's a lot of ketones to get started with. Like, you can drink them, your family can drink them, you can share them, you can do trial packs. So whatever it is for you, I am so happy that you are a part of this call. Thank you so much for your time, so much for your energy, and make sure you get back to the person that invited you and let them know where you want to get started. And if you're not ready yet, that's okay. It took Joy 16 months. She watched me for 16 months before she said, gosh, you're so happy. Just give me some of those ketones. Let me try them. So if you're not ready, that's okay. Like, just keep showing up as the best version of you. And when you're ready, reach out to the person that invited you. So thank you so much. Hope you guys have an amazing night. And yes, thank you for listening in.